Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going deep on Honduras, specifically foreign direct investment, trying to figure out what's driving it, what it means, all that good stuff.
It's a pretty interesting story, especially given what's happening with FDI in the rest of the region.
Right. And we've got this report from the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, ECLA. And it paints a pretty interesting picture. Like, overall, foreign direct investment, all those inflows into Latin America and the Caribbean actually decreased in 2023.
Yeah, after those record highs in 2022. So it's definitely got everyone wondering what's next.
For sure. For sure. But that's what makes Honduras so interesting, because the report shows that Honduras, they actually got more FDI in 2023 than the year before.
Yeah, it was a pretty big increase too, like 32.6%.
Honduras is bucking the trend.
Looks like it. Makes you wonder what's attracting investors, right? Especially now. I mean, one of the things that kind of jumps out from that ECLA report is this rise in capital contribution. So it's not just loans between companies. It's new businesses actually setting up in Honduras, getting started. That's going to be a pretty strong sign that people have confidence in their economy.
Yeah. Okay, so new players are coming in. That's exciting and all, but I need more than just numbers. What are we actually seeing happening?
Well, this one story really caught my eye. Last year, 2023, there was this news about a Chinese company. They were planning on making this major investment in Honduras, talking about creating something like over 3,000 jobs.
Wow.
That's huge.
That is big.
And it's not just like a random thing. It really shows how Honduras is getting investment from different places now.
Not just the same old investors.
Exactly. And all this new investment from places like China, it could have a big impact, like ripple effects across the whole economy.
I see what you mean.
And that's where, a resource like Portal Mi Empresa is so valuable.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have all the details about the sectors that are attracting investment, so investors can make smart decisions.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But hold on. Let's go back to those capital contributions for a second. Why the sudden jump? What's making Honduras so attractive now?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And there's probably not one answer. But the ECLA report, if we really look at it, gives us some clues. For example, one thing they point to is Honduras' effort to really, improve its infrastructure.
Okay.
Like they've been spending money on things like better transportation, new energy projects, all that.
Gotcha. So it's about getting the basics right, making it easier for companies to actually come in and get to work.
Right, exactly. And not just that, the Honduran government has been really promoting foreign investment, actively, through all sorts of incentives and policies and things.
Like what kind of things? Give me an example.
Sure. So they set up these special economic zones, basically designated areas with their own kind of rules and benefits,
Yeah.
to attract foreign investment. And these zones, a lot of times they offer things like tax breaks. They make customs easier. They might even give you access to special infrastructure that's just for those zones.
So it's almost like they're creating these little pockets of opportunity, making some areas even more attractive to investors.
Exactly. And the cool thing is the incentives they offer can be different in each zone, depending on what they want to achieve.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe they want to attract renewable energy companies to one zone, or manufacturing to another one, or maybe they want to bring in tech companies, whatever fits their goals.
So it's like a targeted approach. They're tailoring the incentives to each sector, each industry that they want to boost.
Exactly, yeah. That actually reminds me of something else that was in the ECLAS report. It was talking about how other countries in Latin America and the Caribbean, how they've been successful using strategies like this, especially with these investment promotion agencies.
Oh.
These agencies, they're really important. They're the ones going out there and getting the investors to come in and helping them through the whole process.
So they're promoting the country to potential investors.
Yeah, exactly.
And then walking them through it all like a one-stop shop. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And the report, it mentioned this one really good example, Invest Chile. They've been so successful at attracting investments to key sectors, like renewable energy and technology.
Oh, wow.
They have a really focused approach. They're very active in supporting investors. And it's paid off. They've brought in billions of dollars in investments.
That's amazing. So it's not just about having an agency, but about having a plan and then actually having what you need to, make it happen.
Right. Invest Chile is a great example of what a really good investment promotion agency can do. And it makes you think, right, how could Honduras use a model like that to get even more investors interested? It's something to consider. And of course, that's where Portal Me Empresa can be really helpful.
In what way?
They have a ton of information about specific investment opportunities in Honduras. Like, they break it all down by sector. They tell you everything about the regulations, and they even give you insights on specific projects that are looking for investors.
Sounds super useful for anyone who's serious about investing in Honduras.
Yeah.
Like, it takes the guesswork out of it.
For sure, for sure. And it's not just for these huge companies either, the big multinationals. They're there to help all kinds of investors, even smaller businesses, individuals.
So no matter who you are, if you're thinking about investing in Honduras, Portal Me Empresa is the place to start.
Absolutely. And, when you really think about it, it's all connected. The capital contributions, the new players like that Chinese company we talked about, those special economic zones, these investment promotion agencies, it all adds up. It shows Honduras is really moving in the right direction. Their FDI landscape is definitely looking good.
So we're starting to understand how it all fits together.
Yeah.
But okay, now for the big question. What does all this mean for Honduras? Like in the future, what's the impact going to be on their economy and, on the people?
That's the question, right? And the ECLC report actually talks about that. They really emphasize how important it is to make sure, that the FDI, the investments, are actually helping the country achieve its goals, development goals.
Right. So it's not just about how much money comes in. It's about making sure it's the right kind of investment.
Yeah.
The kind that makes things better for the people in Honduras, creates jobs, supports local businesses, things like that.
Exactly. It's about the long game, not just trying to make a quick buck. And that's where it gets really interesting. The ECLC report, they point to other countries and how they've dealt with this. I think Honduras could learn a lot from them.
I'm listening. What kind of examples?
Well, Turkey, for example. They've had, ups and downs with FDI over the years. And they realized they had to be smarter about it, more strategic.
So what did they do?
They created this investment office specifically to come up with an FDI strategy and actually put it into action.
Okay.
And the big thing is they actually defined what quality FDI means for them. They're not just taking any investment that comes along. They're looking for very specific investments, investments that fit their economic and social goals.
Pretty smart. So what are they focusing on?
They're going after things like renewable energy, high-tech industries, manufacturing, things that create those high-skill jobs, boost innovation, to grow in a sustainable way.
So they're using FDI to build the kind of future they want.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just Turkey. The report talks about South Africa too. They have this national development plan. It's all about bringing in FDI that creates jobs, develops skills, really moves the economy forward. They're looking at the whole picture.
That's really interesting. So thinking about Honduras, what's the big takeaway? What can they do to make sure all this FDI actually helps the country?
It all starts with having a vision, What does Honduras want to be? What are those key sectors, the ones that will help them get there? And then how can they use FDI to make it happen faster?
So it's not just about saying yes to any investment.
Yeah.
It's about being, intentional.
Exactly. And then it's about creating the right environment to make sure the growth is sustainable and inclusive. That means having a stable government, clear rules and regulations, a skilled workforce, investing in things like infrastructure, education, social programs, things that give everyone a chance to succeed.
Yeah.
Laying the groundwork, making Honduras a place where businesses can do well and people can prosper.
Got it.
And it's not just about bringing in new investments. It's about taking care of the ones they already have, building strong relationships, making sure those investors have what they need to be successful.
So it's good for everyone.
Right. Everybody wins. And that's where, a platform like Portal Me Empresa is so important. It connects investors with the right opportunities. They have all this information about the different sectors, the projects, the incentives, so investors can find what works for them.
Cool.
And they help investors through the whole process, too, which is really important, especially if you're new to Honduras.
Sounds like a must-have for anyone who's serious about investing in Honduras.
I think so. And, it really fits with that idea of quality FDI. Connecting investors with the right opportunities, giving them the information and support they need. It's all about making sure those investments in Honduras are actually making a difference for the country and the people.
Okay, so we've covered a lot today. What's the key takeaway for everyone listening?
I think Honduras is really at an exciting point. They've got all this FDI coming in, new investors, they're trying new things like those special economic zones, but they got to be smart about it. They got to focus on getting those quality investments, the ones that are aligned with their goals for the country, and they got to create an environment where everybody benefits.
Yeah. And Portal Me Empresa is there to help. They've got tons of information, insights, support. So go check them out if you're thinking about investing in Honduras. We'll put a link in the show notes for you.
It's definitely worth a look.
Awesome. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into FDI in Honduras. Until next time.